I had some help from his friends. It takes a special person to teach 7th graders, the middle child of the K-12 education system. As you walk down the 7th grade hallway at Ola Middle School, on your way to Mr. Crumbly's room, you have no idea what is coming. There is simply no way that you would know that the unassuming teacher greeting you at the door in his favorite mint green pants will create a learning environment that embraces all students in a unique and amazing way. Anyone in this room could do a Google search to answer the question of what qualities does a great teacher have. You would likely find a list that includes compassion, positive, knowledgeable, engaging, and willing to work and learn. Mr. Crumbly has all of these qualities on an expected level, and then that extra special way that makes him a worthy candidate of Henry County Schools Teacher of the Year finalist. Compassion. Mr. Crumbly wants each and every student in his classroom to learn and reach their absolute highest level of potential. He meets the students where they are in their learning, helps them overcome obstacles outside of school, and works with them diligently to learn. He sets the tone for a supportive and accepting culture in his classroom. When students get off track, he will remind them that we need unity in the community. This is his gentle reminder that they need to work together, leave the differences aside, and be a true community. Positive. Team 703 will let you know that Mr. Crumbly might just be one of the most positive people that they know. It is common knowledge that he will work to bring a smile to your face when you are having a rough day. It is a well-known fact that Mr. Crumbly has a favorite day of the week. He just loves Friday. He will tell you that the reason that he loves Friday is because then it is only 2 more days until Monday. This strong, positive outlook, no matter the obstacles or challenges. Look, people, I can't make this stuff. Obstacles or challenges is not something that he does, but simply who he is at the core. His students recognize his positive approach to teaching and learning on a daily basis. Knowledgeable. If there is a new gadget, app, or educational tool out there, Mr. Crumbly is more than likely already using it. And he can show you how it's all done. He has served as a resource for his peers for years, supporting their growth in science and technology. You may walk into his classroom and see students recording their science papers into the Voki program, and then watch as the cartoon characters read the paper back to the students. He sees each and every child as an individual. He plans for each and every minute of the day to ensure that the needs of all students are met. One of his co-teachers shared that she has never seen anyone put as much time, effort, and creativity into planning for teaching. That as a partner in his classroom, she felt included in every decision, and he made it clear that he valued her opinion. Now, there may be times when Mr. Crumbly loves to give his teammates a little bit of a hard time. I want you to envision that pesky little brother. So when you've been teaching all day, and the students are just not getting it, and you're frustrated, Mr. Crumbly pipes up from across the hall and reminds you that maybe if you scaffolded a little more and differentiated a little bit more like he does, then maybe your students would be a bit more successful. Engaging. Working to be engaging is the trait of a great teacher. Creating lessons that will grab the students' attention and help them learn is much more of an art than a science. So if a great teacher is an engagement artist, then Mr. Crumbly is Picasso. Convincing your students that a glass of Mountain Dew is sewer water, that has been sent to you by your friend who worked for the water company, and then adding to the hype by dropping into the sample your collection of sewer lice, i.e. raisins, and watching them jump and hop into the sample certainly gets your students' attention. When you then take a drink of the sample, you have created a lesson that they will never forget. Mr. Crumbly will go the extra mile to make a lesson engaging and authentic. While modeling in a lab the digestive process using food in baggies, students were mesmerized at the big finale, when not only did the baggie produce an outstanding example of excrement, Mr. Crumbly and his co-teacher orchestrated authentic sound effects to occur with perfect timing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not already aware, bodily function noises in middle school are pure gold. Mr. Crumbly works to get and keep the students' attention at all times. He loves to tell a quote-unquote good joke. Like, why couldn't the bicycle stand up on its own? Because it was too tired. That was last week's edition. If the jokes do not do it, because let me tell you, 7th graders can be a rather tough crowd, then maybe Mr. Crumbly's dancing will. Many of you may not know this, but Mr. Crumbly is a huge One Direction and Justin Timberlake fan. He thinks nothing of breaking into dance, and word on the street is that he has some amazing moves. It is always the quiet ones. Willing to work and learn. When anything new comes into the education world, Mr. Crumbly is always willing to learn how to do it. He expects great things from his students, and he holds himself to those same extremely high expectations. I have never asked him to do anything where he has not answered with, sure, even when you could tell he was not so sure. Please see school council. The time and energy that he uses to stay current in his classroom is evident. He is a risk taker. He is willing to try something new if it means that his students will learn. In an effort to try and put what David Crumbly embodies as a teacher into a big picture, I came across a quote from one of possibly the most impactful educators of our time, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King said that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the true goal of education. There is no other teacher that I know that embraces this quote more than David Crumbly. He is a true gift to our profession, and we are incredibly proud of him to represent Ola Middle School and Henry County Schools as a finalist for Teacher of the Year.